Welcome everyone, a wonderful song by Foreigner off of their album Head Games many moons ago. Great song. What surprised me about it is it's in drop D tuning. Did some research on it. It was really fun watching Mick Jones play this song and work it through. I think the best video to watch him play it when they weren't focusing on Kelly so much singing in the latest version, or the version at that time of Foreigner. Anyhow, it's the one at the Ryman Auditorium. It just shows Mick playing this really well, and some of the positions he's using. So that's what I base this lesson off of. All my notes are written out. I did write out this tab for you. We're going to go over the lead in this one. So the song starts out with a D chord, but because we're in drop D, we want to cover the 6th string, all right? And that will be what I'll consider our pedal note, all right? So we're going to hit the D chord, and then we're going to do it da-da-da. Quick 1, 2, 3 on the 6th string muted. Then another D chord, and then 3 counts on that 6th string muted. So we have this. It's harder to play slow, honestly, but it's one of those things, you just work it up to speed and you'll be able to get it. So consider the down, up, down after the chord, and then the down, and then 1, 2, 3 as one. We're going to do 4 of those in the intro. Alright, so those 4, after we get done with the, we go to a D chord. Now, I know we were just at D, but this is an inversion of D, or a different way of playing D. We're going to the old cowboy style D, and really focus on more of the D power chord. We won't be playing the 1st string. So we'll just be focusing on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then we'll be putting our pinky down on that 3rd string at the 4th fret. If it's easier for you, just play the power chord. Don't worry about the 2nd string. Alright, so that rhythm is 2 strikes of the D, and this is a 6th when you add the 4th fret to it. So we're going to go 2 Ds, 1 6th, and another D. That'll count as a half measure. So we'll do that again. So we have this. There's 1 time through. We'll do it a total of 4. 1, 2, 4. Alright, then we're right back into that very first lick. It'll go through 4 times. So you can see it's a back and forth with the inversions of D, if you will. And at that point, we go into, rather than back to another D, after the 2nd time, we're just going to kind of hit an open 6th string muted, and then come to the, so we can play everything at the 10th fret. And you can stay in that, just move that up. We're not technically playing that 4th string, but if you hit it once in a while, that's fine. I noticed Mick Jones just moves that whole thing up. So anyhow, we got this C chord for the verse, and we're going to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a quarter measure. We'll do that 4 times. So. Alright, then we're back into for a full measure. Okay? So that is our verse. That was my son's 30th birthday. I called him earlier. He called me back. So anyhow, sorry. All right, so with verse 1, after we come back to that D, all right, then we come back to like the second half of the verse. All right, so back to C. All right, we'll go through a full measure of that with the 16 counts total. And then we do a shortened version of the D lick. Only twice through. And that takes us, it's like a pre-chorus. It takes us into the chorus. That was my son's 30th birthday. I called him earlier. He called me back. So anyhow, sorry. All right, so with verse 1, after we come back to that D, all right, then we come back to like the second half of the verse. All right, so back to C. All right, we'll go through a full measure of that with the 16 counts total. And then we do a shortened version of the D lick. Only twice through. And that takes us, it's like a pre-chorus. It takes us into the chorus. So after that shortened D lead into, we are into the chorus. Let me do that pre-chorus, let's call it that. And I'll go into the chorus and you can see what's different about it. All right? Pre-chorus, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you can see the difference here. We're going to add a C add ninth. Alright, if you're not familiar with that chord, take a G chord with the first and second string covered and move it to the 5th and 4th string. Alright, so we're going to count one set with twice on the 4. We'll do that 3 times. On the 4th time, we just do once through. And then the chord. So it's a little bit shorter of a C add ninth. It's that quarter measure. All right. Later in the song, they play it for a half measure. So when they play it shorter, it will throw you off when you're first playing this song. Okay, so when it's pretty quick, you know. So you're used to, because they do the longer one towards the end, it kind of sticks in your mind. But again, it's only a quarter measure, and then we are back into this D, all right, for a full measure. And that leads us into verse 2. Okay, son's calling back. Okay, so verse 2 and even the little shorter pre-chorus and chorus 2 is just like we've learned. All right, at the end of chorus 2, when he's finishing up with the, you'll hear it. Dirty White Boy, okay, and we are into the solo rhythm. So one thing I want to talk about with the chorus. When you hear the chorus, think of it as an answer, call and answer, all right? So we're going to have a set of Dirty White Boy sung by, let's call it Lou Gramm, the original singer. And then the second quarter of the measure is them answering. Dirty White Boy, and then he'll sing again and they'll answer. All right, so think of it that way, and then you have the final 1/4 before the C at night. So think of the chorus as a call and answer, kind of like a blues thing, and you'll be able to follow the timing a little bit better. At least for me, it helped. All right, so solo rhythm. The solo rhythm is very similar to the verse in the fact that we're going up to the C. All right, we'll do a measure of that, go into the shortened D section. All right, and then we're back into another measure of C and then another shortened D. Out of that, we come into our chorus. So that would be chorus 3 coming out of the solo. All right? That's the structure of the song to this point. We'll go over the solo at the end of the video. I like to do the rhythm, get that out of the way, and then we'll go over the solo. So verse 3, we're going to go through a measure of the C. All right? Then when we go into the D lick part of it, the first time through, you will hear another lead lick over it. It's mentioned in my notes, and we'll go over that after the solo. Then we do another C, second half of the verse, all right? As we get to the last 8 count of that measure, last quarter of the measure, there's another lick. And then that leads us into the shortened D and chorus 4. Now chorus 4 is a shorter C. We're back into the D lick for a full measure, and then we're going to go into our D from there. It's like we're reprising it, but we'll go into, like I said, that C again, and then the D. All right, so a lot of back and forth with this. But the outro is basically what we do for the chorus. All right, we'll do that for a measure and then a quarter measure. And that C at ninth ends the song. So make sure you're in tune, because it sounds really good when you hit that chord and it's all in tune and it just fades out. But yeah, that is the structure of the song. My notes will really help following with that. And remember, with the chorus, it's more of a call and answer, and that'll really help you with the timing. So we'll go over the solo next, and you'll have the whole song. This lead as 2 parts to it, and the first part and second part each have 3 sections. The first 2 sections in both parts repeat. It's the third section in each one that differentiates them and does something different. So Mick Jones is really referencing slide guitar here and doing what you call typical slide moves. But most slide guitars are in open tuning. We are in standard tuning. So he addresses that by dealing with the chords as inversions. All right? So inversion meaning a different way of playing the chord. We have this C, we have this C. All right? So we're going to slide into a 6th root C with the second string 8, 3rd string 9, and 4th string 10. And then we're going to hit the open G and D string. And then we come down onto, we'll call this, since we're moving down at this part, but we're going to move up, I'm just going to call it an A sharp, okay? Because we got A sharp. If you're moving down, you would technically call it B flat, but my brain isn't work that well. So I'm calling it A sharp. All right, so we got slide into C and then hit the 2 notes. Then we're going to hit the A sharp and then that D and G string, which is a G chord. Then we're going to come into this form of C, the second half of this 5th root. We're going to slide into the, you really have to worry about the 4th and 3rd string, but catch the 2nd. And then again, 3rd to 4th string, open. And then back to our A sharp. So we have this, so it's really C, the 2 notes, our A sharp, 2 notes together, another C, 2 notes, and then another A sharp with the notes together. Alright, at that point it changes. We're getting towards the end of the first section. What we're going to do is slide in again to that C, but we're just going to hit basically the 3rd string at the 9th fret. And then come back to our A sharp and then C twice. Alright, so again, this is it's fast, it's referencing slide, it gives you that slide feel. So now for the second section, what he does, the very first time, we're going to slide into that C, and we're just going to hit the upper half. You can catch the 1st string if you want, but it's really the 3rd and 2nd string of that C form. And then we move to every other G, open D, and open 3rd string, G string. C form of it, back to the A sharp form of it, and then we're going to move up to this form of C, back, go open, so see how he's going back and forth. Only the first time he strikes the part of the chord. Okay, it's in my notes. I know it gets a little confusing, but once you get these 2 sections down, again, they repeat. You'll have it. They repeat to the fact we're not going to go up to and slide into 12 the second time. It's really the end of the second section that changes. Okay, so what we do once we're here in the first position to end this section, all right, we're going to pull down on that 6th string at the 3rd fret, and then he's going to do this. All right, should sound familiar, but it's not that. He does it so fast you don't really hear the over hills and far away reference, but when you slow it down, I'm like, oh, that sounds like, yeah, it is. But, you know, it's just a note. What we're doing is pulling off the 2nd fret of the G string. We'll do it once, and then second time when we pull it off, we're going to land on 4 and then hit the open 3rd string. Alright, it's that last 3 notes that make it sound that way. But again, he's playing it so fast, it doesn't sound like it. Alright? So, we got that. Alright, now we're going to repeat the first 2 sections. Go to the A sharp. We're going to come to this A sharp and move up to C. What he does is he slides into 19, and as he slides in there, he hits 19 again. It's not just a slide in as you strike it, there's 2 hits. It's just as you get there, he hits it again. It adds to it. It's not just sliding in, it's sliding in and hitting. Then we come back, okay, so we've done that to 19, then we come back to 15, and then just move up with this position to the second string, and instead of 19, we'll be just 4 frets away. Hit 18, and then 15 on the second string. Then we come up, change position to the 12th fret position. All right, grab 12 on the 3rd string, hammer into 14, catch the 12 on the 2nd string, and then come back to 12 on the 3rd string twice. And that is the solo. So the first lick, I believe, goes like this. Okay, so a little bit moving parts to this, but it's really cool what he's doing. He's pulling down on this 4th string, and then he's catching a harmonic. It could be a pinch harmonic on the 3rd string, but I think it's a regular harmonic on the 2nd string at this fret, 5th fret. And it takes a light touch. And it takes a light touch. All right, once you've got that done, now what we're going to do is hammer 4 to 5 on that 5th string and catch 5 on the 4th string. And then we're going to repeat it without a hammer on. We'll repeat it with the hammer on. So to that point, we have this. After we come to that 2nd hammer on and then 5 on the 4th string, what we do is go back to 4 on that 4th string and then come up to 5 on the 5th string and 5 on the 4th string. All right, so it's really just taking it from the notes. Just the notes will sound like this. When we get to that 4th fret of 5 again, from the 5 at the 5th string, what we do is hit 5 again, hammer into 7, and pull back off. What we do is hit 5 again. So we have really 3 5s to 4. That ends the regular notes. So all together the notes. So we've done the pull down, the harmonic or the pinch harmonic, and we do this. Then the harmonics right here, we're going to do 5th fret, 2nd to 1st string, and then 7th fret, 2nd to 1st string. These harmonics are really picky, so you got to have a very light touch. Then we're going to come back to the 1st string at 5, 2nd string at 7. And to end it, we just come from that 7th fret back to the 5th fret with the 2nd to 1st string. All right, so all together. All right, that is what I feel the very first lick. All right, it's really just jamming in this, and I read an article, I forget where it was, it might have been Guitar Player, where a guy had actually heard all the tracks, and there's a lot more guitar, and this was kind of punched in, which makes sense, because I think there's more to this idea, but was edited out. So what we're doing here is hitting the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and sliding basically off after 12, and then catching the harmonic at the 12th fret on the 1st string. Then he comes up to those open 4th and 3rd strings, catches the 5th fret of the 4th string twice, 7, 5 hammered into 7, back to 5. Alright. So those are the licks. It's in my notes. I'm not 100% sure on that last one because it's really in the mix, and again, I could tell it's edited out and just kind of punched in there. So I hope that helps everybody. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, especially on that lick 2, but it sounds pretty good to me, and it's all about helping each other out. So, you know, if you play it different, who cares? It's all about playing the guitar. So I hope this helped you some way. Like I said, my tabs are linked below, so enjoy.